chat, man. I'm telling you.
No, they're waiting for the ratings to show up.
What ratings?
About 9:30. Zach equals ratings. That's what we keep telling him.
Oh, Zach equals ratings. Okay.
Yes. In case he ever makes it big and wants to. Yeah.
I mean, if we need sex appeal or something, I could take my shirt off. I don't know.
So you could.
Not in this channel. We wouldn't want to lose subscribers.
Yeah.
No, you'd lose them if I took them off. But,
we're already.
But of course, there would be a nice set of boobies if I took mine off, but they'd be kind of hairy.
We need one more viewer to have an only fan.
Yeah. One viewer will equal an only fan.
And it's
there we go. Welcome to OnlyFan, where you are the only fan. Okay, Ash is up in the chats now too.
Zach doesn't show up till 30 minutes later. You know this, Ash. That's the drill. He has Bible study, and then he has to rush home like through traffic, like a madman. Well, I mean, I hope he's not rushing like that.
What is that? What is that? Is that all your Magna back there, Joey?
What's that?
To your
right. Yeah. I saw my my manga, and then of course my cute little Ultramans, little plushie.
What is manga? I've never heard of this.
Manga. Well, manga is actually one of the best-selling types of comic books out today. I mean, when you really factor in, sales of comic books, Scholastic and Viz beat out Marvel and DC and are the true big two.
Okay, look at you, weeboo. You are such a weeboo.
What on earth? I'm early and it's a full
I'm
house.
more of a wee not.
Yeah, Vangman, I think
Zack Attack.
I think he was talking about Manja.
How you doing, bud?
What's up, man? I'm doing good.
Oh yeah, Manja. That's what it is. Yeah, or manga.
Manga.
Mangu.
Manga.
The Japanese word for comic.
It's the future.
Yes.
Manga? I don't know. All right.
Are you reading Demon Slayer, or are you just watching it?
I'm watching it. I don't read it.
Fake nerd. You gotta read it.
You know what happens if you read it? You can't watch the anime. It's the same damn thing.
No, there are always little differences in translation.
Barely. Once I watch it,
there's differences. Yeah, there will be different, and plus you get to see it in color when you watch. You read it in black and white, and then you get to see it in color.
I only like seeing color. I know you like watching things in black and white, so you have a balance. That.
Yeah. I mean, case in point with the manga thing, too. Read the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga. Man, the Pharaoh was vicious as shit back in the day during that original series. He's like, instead of card games, let's just put stacks of money on our hand and stab it with a knife. If you stab your hand, you lose the game.
All right. So I only have 5 books. I have 2 other books. One's a facsimile. Probably know what that is if you got it. The other one is a book that's being released in color. But I'll go first. I'll just show off my few books I have.
You only got 5 this week, not 13.
7 actually.
Oh,
but
yeah.
2 don't count. Yeah.
I got 4 and then 2 back issues.
Yeah. What's going on with your microphone, man? I see a microphone in front of your face, but you're talking through a headset, and it's this weird aesthetic.
Oh, do I still? Yeah. Hang on. I forgot that I had this thing out.
It's okay.
I said the last time I said I forgot I had this thing out. It got ugly.
And there's all the
restraining orders and.
All right, so my number 5 this week is Doctor Strange. I gotta say, it was actually kind of creative for Jed McKay. He brought back mention to the was it the war? Was it the 7-year war? I think it was, or the Spheres. I think it was the event that happened back in the 90s. He pulls into that, pulls out a character from that towards the end, the real who's actually going around and killing everybody. I just wish the art was a little better than this. I'm not really digging the cartoon art.
That is becoming a thing nowadays. I've noticed that there's been a lot of really weak art, especially in the bigger 2, because all the good artists are leaving to go.
Well, I think there's also been a bit of a push to make it kind of look like an animated series in case it ever becomes an animated series.
Well, they did that with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the G.I. Joe, the Saturday morning cartoon issues. That I don't mind it so much, but in other books, it does.
Yeah, since those are actually TV shows, that makes sense. But when you go out of your way to make a comic book try to look like a cartoon, It's like, okay, you're trying to tell me you want this to be a cartoon, perhaps.
So
yeah, I mean, I can understand. Say you get the turtles. I can understand that being a cartoon thing because it's turtles. But you say you get like Batman or Doctor Strange, that shouldn't be comic-y, cartoony art.
So I never really read the '90s Doctor Strange at all. Never got into it. It's the first I really got into Doctor Strange.
You know what it didn't have? Cartoony art.
Well, it didn't have me buying it either.
Yeah, it
So-
did.
What was it? No, the '90s.
It had me buying it.
Yeah.
There you go.
So the whole premise of this thing, the whole thing in plot point is basically she's the mother, Umar, is marrying Tabiro, I think it is. I think that's how you pronounce it. To Taburo. It's not a marriage; it's a marriage of convenience because someone's growing, killing off the people, a lot of different sorcerers of all the different dimensions. So, and then we find out, oh yes, because this is what Marvel likes to do. They introduce people are becoming sisters. So apparently, their magic just stayed. She's growing herself a child, an heir, because Cleo Strange is embarrassment to her. And of course, Dormammu pops in, does the ceremony, and then, like I said, they basically bring in someone from the '90s past, more multiverse stuff, I guess, or more time space. But I won't reveal what it is. You can see we're actually reading it. Better than the last issue. It's getting close to that mid range, you know. But
Do you have something to add to that?
yes. All right. So I will do it just for you, Breen. This book is becoming, well.
Remember, Zach, this is a precursor to Get the Apples. So
You're gonna have them. You're gonna have them in
I'm
bushels.
sure I will.
You're gonna have them in bushels tonight, sir.
I still give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars.
Just remember, there's nowhere to go but down from here.
Marvel, that's not that far of a drop. My number 4 is the final issue, Venom Lethal Protector. I gotta say, this was actually kind of cool, seeing Doom get the symbiote, stealing it from him, only to realize that he doesn't really need it. In a sense, but he also can't really control it either. Eddie ends up tricking him into basically not using the symbiote because the symbiote starts to cloud his judgment. Fantastic art in here too.
I could have guessed that Doom was going to get the symbiote. Every time the Venom shows up in some other book, they always end up wearing the symbiote for.
But it's really cool. Silver Sable ends up showing up, and then I love they're really going in the action for the action stuff here. Is Eddie grabbing onto the wing of the plane and look at his face.
Who's the artist?
The artist on this is. Let me see here. The list. Fareed Karami, Karami.
Well, whoever that guy is, he should call the artist of Doctor Strange and say, "Oh, by the way, you suck."
Or he should go, "Hey, got some work?"
Yes. But it's actually pretty cool, man. You get to see Silver Sable comes in, actually runs some basically interference going on. I just love the art, man, of Doom and Venom.
It looks
That
very
does look
90s.
some pretty good art.
That's the whole point. It's supposed to be a '90s thing.
Yeah, well, no, they did a good job then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even when I first saw the covers, it looked like even some of the covers looked like throwback.
You even get
90s covers.
Silver Sable's actually kind of flirting with Eddie at the end, offering him a job, and he kind of says, "That's not my gig. I'm, do what you want, But overall, fun ending. I do like the fact that whenever Doom sets out to do something, it blows up in his face. In this, it kind of blew up in his face too. Towards the end,
good thing he's wearing a helmet.
Yeah, Eddie pretty much gets the symbiote back because when Doom goes to grab on Eddie's arm, Eddie reminds the symbiote who they are because right now the symbiote's kind of like in a coma, that's a comatose state. it doesn't really know where it is, but it's bound to what's his name, to Doom. But then it goes back to Eddie. Because Eddie tells about it's like, he's like, who's the guy took you in after that horrible Spider-Man guy basically rejected you and all that stuff. Gives a little heart-to-heart moment. Not as cheesy as the Flash though, CW. But
we are the Venom.
But
we are Venom.
He basically makes Doom basically is like wants to flee anyway towards the end. He kind of wants to regroup his thing because he has to do stuff. But like Eddie like puts the symbiote, like he finds a way into Doom's armor and actually starts like choking him, and he's like basically wants Doom to yield. He's like, I will not yield. And, like even though he's dying, he's like, I will die before I yield. And then Eddie just realized it's kind of whatever. He doesn't care anymore afterwards. But I'm kind of butchering it, but check out the series though. It's really fun. It is David Mitchell, the guy who created Venom.
Worth a trade pickup.
I would say this is a volume 2. So you get the full story.
That's volume 2? There was another story before that one?
Yeah.
Zach, are you reading Venom?
No.
Yeah, that's all you need to know, Joe.
Okay.
And you get Philip Tan art on covers too, which is awesome.
What is that about? Jeez.
I'm not reading it either, but I don't need to tell Joe that.
Well, I know now.
All right. My number 3 is it's a little hot.
Hey, I saw that on the wall at I was like, I wonder if Hickman knows that it's out this week.
Jeff, I see you writing that down right now. I see you writing that down on paper. You're like, great secret.
Joe?
Yeah, there you go. Okay, you already got one.
Yeah.
So if you've been following the Gun Hunting series, the last one they had Bad Blood. This is a spinoff of the events of Bad Blood. They go to someone basically wants to help them hide, and basically help them fake their death. And that, of course, the late assassins that's going after them is onto the ruse. So curious where it's going to go. But I mean, let me see if I can show you a non-spoiler page. But some of the art.
That's some incredible art in this. This is really good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Is it the same artist that's done the previous Gun Huntings, or is it a different artist? Oh, never mind.
I don't know. I'll have to check.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yep. Like I said, it's actually, as I said, I actually been enjoying it. And because usually when you get spinoffs, like it's usually someone else, like someone else writes it, but I like the fact that it's still the same guy who's been writing it.
Well, that's the thing with this is the AWA stuff.
Yeah.
Oh no! Wait, no, this isn't AWA, but that's one thing I've noticed that it's the same guy doing it, and because it's the same. It's kind of a continuation of the same story.
That's what it looks like. So there's some more of the art. Whenever you can draw a decent motorcycle in a book too, without tracing.
That's a good motorcycle too.
Yeah.
That's not the only engine she's revving.
I like the part where Brooke looks around and goes, well, I'm the only straight person in this comic book. Shit.
Is that your main complaint?
No, it's not even a complaint, but I think he is. Because I mean, right before you know what happened to who.
Yeah.
You remember what he said.
Yeah.
And we know all the girls are sexually fluid in this series.
Every 3,000 miles. All right, my number 2 this week is Torrent.
Nobody wants to know about your number 2. Oh, okay.
Dang, how old's that book?
No, this is actually
good.
Is that new?
This is new. It's a new one. Yeah, it's really good. I like that cover though. You got the heads in the corner cover. Oh man, I love the heads in the corner.
Justin Green.
Okay, Image. Okay, it's a throwback cover.
Yeah. It's just a throwback cover. This is a cover.
It doesn't look. It's not too far off from what the interior looks like. But
this is Rick Leonardi.
Okay.
Oh, doing the cover. Oh, okay.
I guess this
Really?
guy.
I guess trying to look like the interiors because I thought.
Well,
yeah, kind of.
it's doing. I guess it's doing a homage to either early Image or
no, it's Marvel. That's a Marvel. Yeah,
That's
the corner.
the head in the corner thing is like an X-Men thing with the.
I'm just trying to figure out what cover that would be from. Like the rest of the art.
The cover's not an homage. It's just the trade press.
Okay.
Yeah.
Image has been doing that for 30 years.
This does have Justin Greenwood art on here, and I gotta say it's really grown on me. Art.
Yeah, it's grown on me too. I'm surprised.
I mean, I don't hate it,
but this is one of those books for times where I talk about where you can read a book and it can have the art you don't care for, but the story is that great. You kind of ignore the art.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, I mean, the ending, I'll say that for somebody else who wants to talk about it, but
I'm not going to spoil it because I hope people get.
It looks like it's setting up for something else, another story.
I didn't get that. I mean, it's there if they want to do it, but I kind of got the impression that the story's been told because it has the way that kind of ending. I've seen that before, so it wasn't that it was an original ending, but it was satisfying. And also, I said I want to say, I said a shout out to our late friend Skip who recommended this book.
Yep.
Which is why I was reading it in the first place.
Yep.
There you go.
Definitely a book that flew under my radar. Like Skipitosh or Frank Hurt would always recommend us a lot of different indie books. I know, and books I never would have picked up. Murderfolk, and we reviewed that.
Holy crap, Dr. Von Schilla, are you lost, sir?
I'm on my way to bed. Well, it's not. It must have took a wrong turn.
There was milk and cookies here.
Oh man!
Oh wait, there's people there.
So my number one book of the week is The Hulk.
Number one.
I'm just kidding. This is the facsimile.
I was about to say, what book was that?
The number one book is North Valley Grimoire, issue 2.
Yeah.
I read through the first one, then I read through the second one. It really is like a James Bond. It's an homage to the 80s almost, it feels like a little bit too.
You keep mispronouncing that word. It's called homage.
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 I thought it was Homagi, like the Great Hokage.
Oh, the Great Hokage.
Homagio Jimbo.
Homagio Jimbo. Yep.
So this is a Whatnot Publishing. So this is what's her name? Blake Northcott writing this.
Oh, that is Blake Northcott.
Yes.
You're right. Yeah,
with Giuseppe Cafaro, I think is the artist.
Okay.
Basically, you got this guy. Basically, you find out there's a CIA has their own basically like box molder division, basically for magic stuff, and they use technology for basically actually not even the CIA. He's actually he's British intelligence, if I remember correctly.
So MI6, I think that's called.
Yeah, he's always MI6. Yeah, like basically James Bond had a curse where he could not die, and he wants this grimoire now that this girl has, only because her high school friend, he basically created this grimoire. I guess his race or his line or lineage or whatever. Maybe this wizard, but her just trying to come to grips with what's going on, and like I said, you get this stuff. Kind of you kind of stuff that normally be canceled today in most books. You kind of have a girl flirting with a guy.
Not with those hanging out, you can't.
Put those away.
Yeah, that's the best way to flirt with somebody is having something like that hanging out.
Right.
At least on the girls' ends, anyway.
Yeah. It really feels like I'm getting like if you threw like James Bond and Buffy the Vampire Slayer and a little bit of X-Files together.
That sounds interesting.
Because
J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah.
The guy in the bottom right corner looks like G. Gordon Liddy.
Oh, I thought that was Dum Dum Dugan.
Meanwhile, 3 people on this panel going, "Who the hell is G. Gordon Liddy?"
Homage is a Johnny Quest character, isn't that? No, but
no, I don't think it was.
So over, you got these different people who want the book coming after this grimoire that's giving off like immense power. I guess any people who are magic users can feel it. So people want it for their own gain. She just discovers by accident under her bed and now she's got people trying to kill her, and she's also got this MI6 agent who went rogue and now wants it that he could try to cure his curse he has on himself. Meanwhile, she's like just trying to survive high school and graduate. But yeah, like I said, it's actually really cool. And this is based, I guess, as it says, North Valley Grimoire, based on the international best-selling novel by acclaimed author, screenwriter Blake Northcott. Also, North Valley Grimoire is a #1 bestseller on Amazon. Kickstarter's most funded Canadian novel all the time.
I had no idea she was a member of the Acclaim.
Yeah.
Everybody loves the Acclaim.
Acclaim Comics?
No, you're going to hear a lot of AEW wrestling references. Or
Joe, you just earned some apples too.
I just ate an apple if it helps.
I had one earlier today too. I had a Red Delicious. It's really good.
I'm saving my apple for.
Did you spit it into the mirror, Zach?
No, I don't like to waste. I don't like to waste food.
All right, so
did you hear that, Beck?
What did he say?
He said he knows what we're talking about. He goes, Carlito.
He's back, you know.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So, show these a book before. This was the Hulk. This is 180.
Nice.
Is that a facsimile?
Facsimile, yeah.
Gotta be. You wouldn't have that outside.
That looks
bag
way
if
too
it was
clean.
real.
No, I mean it could be a reprint. I mean, there's a
yeah.
I think there's a difference between a reprint and a facsimile, right?
Well, yeah.
Facsimile, they do all the original ads and stuff.
Yep, all the ads in the back. The only reason I spent $4 is for these. If it's the other one, I don't want it without the ads.
Yeah, which I'm gonna rant real quick. There's this week, My Greatest Adventure 86 came out in facsimile. If you'll notice, DC moved all the bullshit to the back cover.
Really?
Like the price and the barcode. Marvel needs to follow suit.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't like these weird looking barcodes.
No, I don't need a modern Marvel logo. I don't need a barcode. And I don't need the big honking $3.99. Yeah, we know.
Especially if you get like one of the really nice looking variant covers. Like having that barcode just ruins it.
And
ooh, karate. I wonder if they're still open.
Okay, a variant cover on a facsimile. Think about that.
Well, I'm not on facsimiles, but on like.
But yet they have them now.
Dude, I would have loved this as a kid.
Yes.
Then that's not a facsimile if it's a variant cover.
Thank you.
Eric, did you ever get these?
I'll be back in a second.
I wish. I see that. I go, I don't know how I missed those. Well, I guess because they were like a couple years before I started.
All 18 for only $2.50, man.
Well, I'll tell you what. Did you ever see the sweatshirts from the '60s? Like with the front of it's "Here Comes the Incredible Hulk," and the back says "There Goes the Incredible Hulk."
Nice.
It shows him from behind. Those would have been so cool to get.
There you go. There's I love that stuff. All these ads in the back, and of course you get the Wendigo, or is that Zach? I can't tell.
Look, I'm tan. Okay, my face is kind of red. I've been out in the sun a little bit this week. I'm not that pale.
All right. So the final book I got, is Walking Dead 66.
Reprint or the new color?
Reprint. Yeah, this is the original cover.
Is that Gabriel on the cover?
In the middle, that's Gabriel. You have
Andrea.
Yeah, Andrea, Michonne. Looks like Abraham.
Looks like Abraham and Rick, maybe.
Yeah, Abraham and Rick.
Some of those characters were cooler in the book than they were in the show.
Like I said, I do love the art. Really pops now that it's colored.
Mm-hmm.
Before, it's like I'm noticing things I did not notice before.
See, this is something that bugs me. This screams cash grab to me because the whole series black and white. So now let's just say, how do we milk this for more? Oh, let's do it in color.
Well, for me, I never collected the original, so this is a good for me. That's the reason I'm getting it colored. But
yeah, plus those the number one, not really within most of our price ranges.
That's true. Yeah,
we don't bring up Walking Dead #1.
Breen knows all about Walking Dead #1.
Oh no! Did I miss a story with that, Breen? Let me guess. You had a copy, but you sold it for $2.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, Robert Kirkman, is from the same state as where I live now, Kentucky, and Mama Kirkman used to bring little Robbie up to the store where I work now. So we always, he was kind of like a friend of the store before he got big. So he puts out this little black and white horror book, zombie book for Image, and the guy that ran the store begged me to get one. He goes, "Trust me, you'll like it." Blah blah. I wouldn't do it, and I refused the second issue, the third issue, the fourth issue.
Yep.
I basically to buy. I don't know what would have been. It was alphabetical there, and so I think I bought the third issue of Won't Be Worth Shit. And I said I cost myself a small fortune because my nephew, I could have passed him on to him.
Yeah. Wow.
Or I could have sold him, but no, I said I'm bitter. And
that's the crazy thing about comics. Sometimes you just never know what's gonna pop. Because I know Walking Dead. I watched the Image documentary on Tubi a few times. And they always talk about how at first it really wasn't much, readership for it, but then it just
it wasn't. There was only a couple thousand.
Exploded one day.
Joe, I'm pretty sure I did the same thing with those 4 things that live in the sewer that are named after famous people.
The Beach Boys?
No,
I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm pretty sure Paul tried to talk me into getting that.
Yeah, too. I have something. I have a similar story though. But Eric, I could have got an issue 1 too, but not signed because Robert Kirkman wasn't there. I never got that lucky. To have meet him in person, or just choose not to meet him in person even though he's there.
Well, he wasn't there. I'm just saying.
I think he said he was.
No, I said he used to shop there.
Oh, okay.
So did Nick Spencer. But
yeah. So one's
worth bringing up more than the other.
I saw Walking Dead on the shelf, 1 through 3 and all that stuff because the third one just come out. No one were really buying. The shop still had a couple of issues left over, copies. I flipped through the book. I'm like, black and white. Who's retarded enough to read black and white comics? This is ridiculous. And then then I'm like, when I saw it was a show, I was like, oh my gosh.
Oh, and and to add a little bit to that story,
manga is different though, because manga is different. I trust manga.
Thank you, Joe.
Manga.
It's still comics.
Yep.
It's not.
And still it's retarded anyway, so.
It's not. It's okay. Manga is different than Western, so. Manga is a smaller format. They're a lot of times those guys are used to drawing in black and white. When you put a person who's a Western artist, has them draw black and white, they don't always do well because they don't know how to separate characters. I've seen this before with another guy, College of the Dead. I forgot what his name is. He's I think he's Adam something, Adam Pillis, I think it is. He had his characters. I'm like, okay, which girl is this? Because they all looked exactly the same. I had like 7 people in the cast, and I kept getting confused of who was who because there was no distinguishing features at all. Yeah, that was Walking Dead for me a little bit when I was reading in black and white. I was like, I looked at it. I was like, I was not even gonna take the risk even further. I got a few pages in. I was like, nope.
Yeah, well, I mean, sometimes the problem that happens with especially Western comics that are black and white is sometimes comics are made to be in color, but then if it's an indie publisher, they decide to cut costs by not doing color. And that's sometimes where things can look weird. But if an artist really knows what they're doing, they can make black and white work. I know Jeff, my buddy Jeff Layer, he reads a guy by the name of Dan Schaefer. Sent me one of his comic books. Dude does all his art black and white.
That was just I don't think that was completed yet.
Which
that was one he hadn't published.
Ash, who's all these famous comics that are all in black and white? If you say Frank Miller, I'm going to scream.
Peanuts?
Frank Miller.
Joe, what was worse, the artist on Walking Dead at the beginning was a friend of a guy that was working for us at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So there was even like the support the guy. Now that still wasn't enough, but but that relationship imploded, and that became a big point of contention on the Walking Dead show, even as far as like the created by. And for years, it was the prevailing story was as soon as Kirkman got big, he just got rid of Tony Moore and brought in Charlie Adlard. Turns out Tony Moore's wife was such a see you next Tuesday that nobody could get along with her, and and nobody liked him enough to put up with her.
So this was kind of like a Bob Kane thing.
Yeah, if Bob Kane had been somebody's wife, yes.
No, I mean just claiming all the credit.
Oh well, no, wasn't that? She was just a total.
Yeah,
All right, so
I said no mustard on the ham sandwich.
who wants to go next?
I could.
Okay, sure.
I just, for some reason, I couldn't find two of the ones that I picked up last week. They're around here somewhere. But my number 5 for this week would be I Hate This Place. Who does that, Joey? Do you know? Do you remember? I think it's an Image.
I think it's Image.
It's a book of these two women. They're married to each other. One is a survivalist, and the other is not. The one who's not, she inherits a cabin out in the woods from her kind of a crazy aunt who had never left the place. And it turns out this place is haunted. And there's a lot of rules you have to follow. Like, don't go out there at night. And it started out really, really good. This is issue 10 this week. And it started out, with this really kind of interesting premise that it was just all kind of dealing with the ghosts that are stuck there. This big giant man with antlers and a robber who's trying to come in and get some stuff they left, to now it's got like time travel and them meeting their future selves or trying to come back to keep them from destroying the world. So yeah, it's just, I'm going to have to pull that just from my list just because it was not, it's kind of gone downhill quickly. I don't know if you have books like that where you, it starts out with this great premise and the first few issues are good. And the next thing you know, you're like, why am I reading this?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It's 4 out of 4 people liked it. Not many people pulled it on Comic Geeks. This must be.
But yeah, and also it has this art that just kind of, I don't know if it's a stylistic thing that they're trying to do, but it's just it bugs me just because you're sitting there reading it and it looks kind of like the old Archie comics, sort of.
Let me show.
But an exaggerated version of that, and it's just like, no.
I found the book you're talking about. Let me show it. It's this one right here. Yeah, it's the same artist. The artist who does cover does the interior. So this is
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
So it looks pretty cool. I mean, from at least the Burning Earth, I guess. And I actually think about it, it's like.
The one kind of
and also
cool
the
thing,
title, that's the consumer friendly title.
Yes, because there's two different titles, and I'm trying to get my shop gets me the other title. Yeah, they get me the other title when they can, and I just didn't know whether I should use that title over the channel.
Go ahead.
But that one's that's the one that I usually get. So the one on the left, that is the woman who gets the inherited, and the one on the right is the survivalist, and they're married.
Not for long. That Earth on fire. Whatever that planet is.
It's what is that? Where's
this image?
Yeah, I know, but I'm just what is the place with the boom boxes? Where's that? What planet is that from?
Oh,
Justice League.
Apocalypse.
Apocalypse.
Okay.
Apocalypse.
Mother box.
Okay. Okay.
Because you said boom box. I think.
Boom tubes.
Oh yeah,
boom tubes. I thought. Oh yeah, sorry.
Mother boxes, boom tubes.
Boom box. You combine them.
Darn kids and their rap music.
That's just old folks who use boom box.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about Vibe.
Kyle Starks is the writer for this, and Artie Tiom Toplin is the cover artist and the interior artist on here. And then so it was only a 4-issue miniseries. That's what it looks like.
No, because this is issue 10.
Oh, sorry, it's our 10. My bad. Yeah.
I'll say 4 issues. They got all the way to 10. It's got a fan following.
They just keep doing the same story over and over again.
Why not, man? All right. As Breen, I know you'd say this. It is a perfect 10, right? 10.
He's eating popcorn.
Yeah, he's not there to.
I hope he wasn't listening. I don't want him to choke laughing.
Well, if he doesn't come back, then we know something went wrong with the Colonel.
Yep.
If I go off camera again, that means I'm going to his house to get the counts.
All right, I'm going to send you a list to be on
Push him off the chair. Say, hey, you can't be choking now. We've got more important things to do.
Yes, unlock the door while you're choking.
No, unlock the door so he can save you.
Officer, it's not breaking entering if the door's unlocked, right?
No, it's just entering.
It's just entering. It's no breaking.
I was concerned. I heard him choking as I gathered the books.
Hey, this is important, officer.
All right. Let's go back.
Okay, and then number 4. Okay, we'll skip that because I don't remember what it was. We'll just go to the next one. That would be Night Terror's First Blood. I have the 3 different covers, and here I was thinking these were different stories. But it's just different covers for the same one.
Oh, I like that last one though.
It's the Black Light.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's actually.
I haven't read that one. I'm going to leave that as a non-reading copy. I was not looking forward to this. I got it just because I wanted to see if it was as bad as I thought it was going to be. And like I said, I thought these were, different stories. Yeah. It's the same one, but it's not bad. I mean, after reading, all these little events that DC's been doing every other week, and just changing everything, I thought this was going to be another one of those.
I've heard mixed reviews on it. I've heard some people like it and some people don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, up in Facebook, I've seen
Facebook
people in the chat. Yeah, like in the comic book group. Like I'm in a comic book review group, and what's that?
He's a Zuckerberg fan.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in a comic book review group I'm in. There was but a lot of people were bashing it and like saying it's not really much action. It's just the Trinity talking for 44 pages kind of thing. And I actually went in and when I read it earlier today, actually, I was like, that's actually not a terrible setup for a story. Of course, however many, like all the books involved, I thought was a little intimidating. So I was like, okay, I'll just wait for trade. Then I remember going on League of Comic Geeks to see when the trades are coming out or the hardbacks. And I'm like, starting February next year, this is going to be like a total of like 6 freaking hardback trades.
Yeah,
and I'm like, Jesus, this thing's gonna be like that massive of an event. I mean, it's only a 2-month long event, and I guess there's gonna be like 4 to 6 issues every single week from like now till August.
Yeah. So both of you've read this book. I'm gonna ask you, do you guys read any of the Future State stuff at all?
Yeah, I did, and I didn't like it.
That
was one of the ones that I'm just like, are you freaking kidding me?
read The Flash, read Justice League, Batman, Superman, and was it Future State Batman Detective? Like
the Shazam one was okay,
and Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman was pretty good.
The reason I asked,
I actually enjoyed that Wonder Woman. Like, the Yara Flor story was actually really good. I thought.
The reason I ask because there are people who like Future State, and I'm wondering if they like this too because they like Future State. If it's the same, but if it's you hate Future State.
I mean, I wouldn't say they're not really the same.
Well, no, I meant as far as quality writing. That's what I was saying.
There's only one issue out of this. You can't compare one issue to all of the Future State.
Well, I mean, I would say when it comes to Night Terror, it's a better start than Dark Crisis.
True. And here's the thing I've noticed about a lot of these things. Some of them will start out really good or halfway decent, and then just the quality will just
they'll take. And that's kind of where I usually sit with Joshua Williamson. Sometimes he can be pretty good at that start, but then he'll taper off like. Towards the middle, or maybe when editorial says, "Hey, we gotta start making some changes to kind of fit in with these other books and stuff like that."
I mean, take a look at what he did with your favorite miniseries, there, Joe.
Joshua Williamson with The Flash.
No,
he was on that for a while.
Wally, the whole let's go.
That wasn't Joshua Williamson.
Identity Crisis.
That wasn't Joshua Williamson.
Tom King.
That was Tom King.
And Tom King is a guy who starts off
Heroes in Crisis.
Heroes in Crisis.
Yeah, Tom King will do that. He'll start out pretty solid sometimes, and then
I don't know. Like, I rarely like any of Tom King's stuff. I mean, actually, I can actually name the books off the top of my head. What is it? Like Mr. Miracle, right up until the end, and I like Superman Up in the Sky. That's it.
Yeah.
And he ruined Batman.
Oh, guy, I lasted 12 issues just to try to give him a chance, and I dropped after that.
I read the first issue, tried to get into the second issue. I just didn't care for Gotham Girl and Gotham Guy.
I just got rid of my Tom King Batman books in a grab box earlier this week. It's not even allowed to be in my comic collection anymore. Nope.
Yeah, but Joshua Wilson also he released his Batman Night Terrors issue this week too as well. Dropped. Mm-hmm. So I was like, you're really just dropping both at the same time. I guess I figured they would have waited.
Yeah, well, that's my whole thing too. Is how much are they actually going to link up? Especially with as many like books are involved. I was like, is the Poison Ivy, is the Harley Quinn, are these actually going to matter in the grand scheme of things, or do I only really got to worry about that main like I think what's going to be like 6 issues long? I mean, heck, especially when I was on League of Comic Geeks looking at the prices of all the hardcovers, like the main one's going to be $29.99, but then all the other ones are going to be $39.99 on release. And I was like, good Lord. Altogether, that's like a little over $180 if you want to collect the whole thing in hardback.
If you want to know the quality of Tom King's work, read The Button. He does the first issue, and then Josh Williamson just like saves the whole entire story.
Yup, right there. That is an accurate statement. Like I actually like The Button, but it's like the Tom King one.
Oh, The Button.
No
go.
The whole Breaking Thomas Wayne, the alternate universe. He goes over there. He delivers the message. It's kind of like Flashpoint.
The Button.
Yeah. I said like Tom King wrote that first issue, and I was like, man, I'm glad I didn't stick with that.
Yeah.
But I did like the death metal Flashpoint, where the one where they have Eobard Thawne kills Barry, and then he's stuck on that he can't leave. He's stuck on that universe. But
the Dark Multiverse.
The Dark Multiverse, the Dark Multiverse Flashpoint.
Yeah, those were actually for the most part, those were some pretty fun stories.
Yeah, those were pretty entertaining. Those. Yeah, some of those I really liked.
Yeah, the what if scenarios are pretty good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Any other books?
Okay, my next one.
That's what your number 2?
2. I got 2 covers, and I normally don't buy the more expensive variants, but I did with this one. Gene Simmons' Dominatrix number 1. Didn't know a thing about it, but it's written by Gene Simmons, or it's not written by him, but it's his. And then here is one of the variant covers. It's It's written by. It's a story by Gene Simmons, written by Holly Interlandi, and it's a really good book. I mean, here, just take a look here at the art. I mean, Holly Interlandi does a fantastic job. Let me see if I can. Yeah, just does a really good job with the art. I mean, it's just
wow.
And the coloring is good. It's basically, so this woman, her name is Dom, and she's just, that's what she is. She's a dominatrix.
She's all about family.
But she gets hired to work on Dude, and all of a sudden these people break in and start to attack the guy, and she's wanting to get out, so he hands her this bag and says, "You're gonna need to take this," and she jumps out the window to try and run away, thinking that, hey, maybe there are weapons or money that'll help her get away, but it's just this big bag of pills. You get like when you get a prescription, those type of bottles.
Mm.
She pops one and it just makes her be able to kick some
like superpowers, in that sense.
Yeah, it just kind of makes her be able to boom. Yeah, but she has no idea who these people are, why they're chasing her, and that's.
I was gonna say, kind of reminds you a little sort of was it Hit Me last year?
Yeah,
she basically was, her job was, she let people punch them for.
I've got that. That's
So I was
I love Krista Faust books. Those are awesome.
So it started sounding a little bit in the beginning, but then when you said when she goes in there, she gets the superpowers. It's like, oh, that's actually kind of cool. It's different.
But it's just she has to take the pills. It only lasts for a little bit. But I completely forgot about that. But same kind of setup. But she's just got Hit Me. They've got the diamonds. She has to try and get rid of this one. Is she has no idea why they're after her. And it's.
I wonder if each pill has a different power.
I will find out. This is the only first book.
Because that'd be interesting if they have like different bottles have different powers. This is strength. This is or is it just like? Otherwise, she's just pill popping. That's an deal for kids. Like, pill popping a dominatrix superhero.
I could be a sidekick for that. That's something that, usually it'd be, usually it's the older person is the superhero, the younger person is a sidekick.
Yeah.
We can go the other way around this one. You could have the young person being the superhero and I'd be the old sidekick. Works for me.
Right?
And then my last one for this week, my number one, boom, Heat Seeker. Wonder who brought that one up earlier.
Not Zach.
No,
he's not cool.
But it's I am really enjoying this. I mean, that was the only thing that was in my box this week. I walked in and they said, "Here you go," and I'm like, "Oh, cool! A new gun hunting book." And it's just, this is one of those series where you're like, "Okay, this is going to be fun. Let's see what our little friend is getting into this week."
Yeah, I wasn't sure how they're gonna tie it. It's supposed to be a spin-off. Like, is it gonna have like even the main characters from the other one, or is this gonna be like?
No, this has the main characters in it.
Yeah. Before I read it though, I wasn't sure if they were gonna beat her or not. How little.
That's not her on the cover.
No,
but, But I think they're gonna be splitting it between the two trying to get away, and then the people who are trying to chase after the other person.
Yep.
I think she's going to split that between the two. Or that's what it looks like anyway. And
yeah.
But that's just that.
I always have. So when I go in the shop, when they have a gun hunting, because I know what the covers are, the other polybag covers, I always ask them like, "So who got the polybag cover this week?"
It's like, what?
The polybag, the nude.
Oh yes.
So because I know the guys are at my shop, I'm like, "So you got that?"
Speaking of polybag covers, did you Brain eating cheerleaders from outer space, I think it was called.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
They were giving me both covers, the regular covers and the poly bag when they got them. They knew they were just like, yeah, here. I'm like, they're just kind of laughing. Like, yeah, we figured you'd want this.
Give me the covers.
Yeah, because those are used like special orders though for those covers. So
but they knew me well enough to sit there and go.
So I think that cover he sold the nude cover for Gun Honey for $10. That's how much it was.
Really?
At my shop, the guy paid $10 for it.
For just this one right here, or the
no. The actual nude cover. There's one where she's on the bed handcuffed.
Oh, I didn't see.
Yeah, see.
I need to go back. See,
dude, it's Thursday where you're at. It's probably.
Hey, wave the bird flag at me. Why don't you, Jesus?
I will not judge anyone here out loud. Okay.
No, I'll admit to it.
I'll judge. That's what I do. I judge him all the time.
I've heard a lot of times people will take covers like this one and do it cover price right off. Our shop, they will take every advantage and jack the price.
Oh yeah, my shop will do that too. Yeah,
my shop, he gives out his basically if he gets a discount on a book, he passes the discount on to us. So I always go and get 20% off.
That's a nice deal.
Ours doesn't even do that.
Well, it's a smaller shop too. He's
Well, I mean, what was it? Bosco's the only comic shop pretty much in the city. And you got to like how far out is the next one? Like
that's in Wasilla. That's about 30, 45 minutes.
About a 35, 40-minute drive. Yeah.
Yeah, you can get them to ship it to you, but.
And then the other one's in Fairbanks, which is like 6 hours from Anchorage.
Yeah, I mean,
you travel by what? By dog sled in Alaska?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. But my shop was what 3 blocks, Joe? About 3 blocks from my house.
Yeah, you're pretty close to Bosco's, yeah.
Yeah, and close enough that I could walk if I wanted to. But
who needs that exercise?
But
all the aggravation too, all that healthy goodness and benefits you get from it.
Yeah.
I walk to my car and I walk away from my car. Then I walk back. That's
it. And then one other thing I got this week, which is something that I'm trying to get all my hands on.
The one time Breen is gone.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, okay. he came back.
Well, you say crypt.
How's that popcorn, sir?
I love these old, EC pre-code books. And I have the feeling of getting a hold of the singles first issue. Not going to happen.
Did you get that from Bosco? Or did you pick that one up at Tidal Wave?
Barnes & Noble.
Oh, Barnes & Noble, okay.
Yeah,
release?
Yeah. You can't get any horror stuff at Tidal Wave. But the last thing I got from Tidal Wave was this.
Ooh, nice.
I got 2 and 5. So I had to order 1, 3, and 4, which I have. So I was able to read. I am a massive, literally and figuratively, Ed Brubaker fan. Will read anything by him. Have you read this before?
Not Fatal. I read the Fade Out.
Fade Out. That's awesome. This is sort of little like
read Fatal though.
But I think I've got virtually everything he has except for I think Friday. I don't have.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Captain America.
Have you read?
No, I was going to say that I haven't. I've got a couple of his trades because I wanted to see if that before I ordered the omnibus because I'm not a big Captain America fan.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to read one of the trades.
If you're as big of a Brubaker fan as you say, you would love it because
Mm-hmm.
I am also said. In fact, Ash in the chat and myself and a guy named Nalo and our late friends Skip and Tosh had a channel called Criminal Cast where we would review Brubaker books.
Yeah, I did read. I read the first one, the one where actually Captain America gets shot, and that was incredible. So I have the feeling that at some point I'm going to start working on
He was there from issue 1 of that series, so it's like 1 through 50 is a great read.
Yeah,
his death is in the middle of it.
Because I know that he brought it. Yeah, because the Winter Soldier is already in this, so I knew that there's more to it than that. But I'm more than likely probably going to get the Captain America run and his Daredevil stuff. I just need to save up a little money to order those.
Yeah, he's also got a Catwoman run too as well.
Yeah, I was going to say he does have a Catwoman run.
Really?
He has a Cap. I think he has an X-Men run actually.
A very short early 2000s series. Yeah, he did. He wrote X-Men. He replaced Claremont the second time, and he took him out into space with the Vulcan storyline, and it was very good.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, he's a tremendous superhero writer too.
I never knew Brubaker touched the X-Men.
That's interesting. And I know he did
really, really cool.
He did a little bit of a Batman run. There was a Batman Murderer and Fugitive.
Yeah,
which I have.
Gotham Central was another one he was working on.
Yes, which I have. I have that sitting right over there.
He's so good that when he was working with Rucka, it worked, and his Daredevil was so good that I guess some of it rubbed off on Bendis because Bendis didn't. Yeah, I don't remember which one came first, but they were both pretty decent, and Brubaker's obviously fantastic.
Yeah, Brubaker's a genius.
I'm making my way through the 3rd volume of Criminal right now, and then I'm going to.
Oh, that's awesome! I've got those in the deluxe hardbacks.
Yep. That's why I've been collecting those hardcovers.
My favorite story of his, and it's just there's 2 stories that of his that I really like. One is I can't remember the name of it, but it's about a guy. He's like an editor, and he's assigned to look after this really old comic writer or artist from back in the day at a convention.
Yeah, they tucked that into one of the Ash.
It was in the back of the Criminal ones, I think.
Yeah, it was like kind of like a break from our regularly scheduled story, and they just threw that 2-parter in there.
And it was really funny. And I had the feeling he was sitting there trying to make a comment on the way the companies treated the old timers, and of course how kind of messed up the old timers were, because this guy was a dick. But and then also there's one, it was like 2 or 3 pages long. It was about a guy who goes and meets a girl at a bar, and then she takes him home, and they get busy.
That was part of the Criminal World, I think.
Yes, it was. I think it was at number 1 or number 2. Yeah,
it was image trades.
Yeah, it did not end well, so to speak.
Yeah, bad weekend.
Yeah.
But I do have to respectfully disagree with Ash. The original 15-issue series of Iron Fist, Claremont and Byrne, was pretty darn good, and that's how I think that's how Byrne got the X-Men gig, was how well they worked together on Iron Fist.
Now Byrne is one of my favorite writers, artists. I mean, he's not. I don't think he's up at Brubaker level, but for the writing, but he's one of the people that I will probably pick up anything with his name on it. There's 2 people whose, if I see something written by them, it automatically gets taken. One is Brubaker, and the other one is a guy by the name of Dan Schaefer.
Well, Ash, I would say great, but you wouldn't agree, so I figured there was no point.
Yeah, I'm that way with Roger Stern stuff, and then I've been doing that a lot with Peter David. So
Peter David. I mean, I was also gonna say with like Iron Fist too. I also liked was it Ed Brisson's run, however short it was.
Now, when you say Stern, do you mean Captain Stern, the space pirate?
No, I mean Roger Stern, the writer that was working on Post Crisis. Drink, Zach, drink. I said Post Crisis.
Oh, is that a thing too? Every time you say post crisis, he has to drink.
He says post crisis like a million times.
Because I said post crisis is the best DC continuity. I love it.
To a degree, he's right.
Yeah.
Everyone's drinking now.
Best Flash for sure. Post crisis.
Pre Flashpoint is technically post crisis, so technically he's right.
Yeah, pre Flashpoint, post crisis. Everything sandwiched in the middle.
From 87 to
That's some good stuff.
2000, what?
2006 or 2007? Whatever Flashpoint was?
Flashpoint was 08.
Oh, was it 8? Okay.
Yeah. Until they brought Barry back to life. And then that's when it sucked.
Well, it didn't suck.
It was fine at first with
some
Rebirth
okay
and stuff like that. It's when they just decided to
Rebirth
cast
was
Wally
good.
to the side. That's when the problem started. And then, of course, the New 52 happened. And
No, Rebirth came after New 52.
All right, kids.
Flashpoint, then New 52. Then
well, no, there was the Flash Rebirth, the one by Jeff Johns that that reintroduced Barry Allen.
Zach,
okay.
Breen, who wants?
Zach, I'm just kind of in the audience tonight.
Oh, okay.
All right. So B before age.
Wait, what? Beauty before? Oh, yeah. I see what you did there. All right, I got 4 new books and then 2 back issues.
I have multiple back issues. I only had 2.
My spine is killing me. I went running today, and my back was like, "Why are you doing this to me?" All right, so starting off at the bottom of the pile, get your apples ready, gentlemen. You got Fantastic Four. This is issue number 9.
Vacman, you know what to do.
Uh-oh.
Zach.
Oh! If it wasn't so long, I'd be more okay with it, but it just takes up so much time to watch. Anyway, this is...
Yeah, and that's time you could be spending reading that.
This finishes up the 2-part story they had that the last issue started. I actually like that they explained the monster that was like wiping everybody's minds and making them all slaves. It was a monster from Tales to Astonish, like number 12 or something, like way back in the gap. But yeah, not a bad wrap up. There was some interesting stuff in here. Sue is basically a Green Lantern now. Which is pretty cool. Johnny can make other humans out of just
that's pretty impressive that she's somebody from Marvel is a Green Lantern.
But yeah, overall, it wasn't a bad conclusion to a little 2-part story. I will say, Ryan North, this is almost a strike with me. He did have one piece of dialogue. It was a little too on the nose, where it's Alicia Masters is the one narrating this one. And there's a little quip in there about how it doesn't matter to her what characters look like in comic books because it doesn't, it just felt like every time a character gets race swapped in a movie and people are like, oh, it doesn't affect the story. It felt like that. And I was like, Ryan, you're a little too on the nose there. I'm going to have to dock a point. But other than that, I thought it was a nice enough story. Nothing groundbreaking, nothing major. It's not Hickman. It's not Hickman Fantastic Four, but Ryan North can do.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a mid thing. It's a mid thing. There's definitely better Fantastic Four books out there, but this isn't.
So who said that? Did you say Alicia Masters said that?
Alicia Masters' narration, because she's
doesn't
blind.
matter what they look like. I can't see them anyway.
Yeah, she has Ben read comic books to her. It's like,
no.
Okay. Next up. I got a bunch of books that nobody on this panel bought today. I
didn't buy any.
I got the Thor Annual number 1. This is actually by your boys, V. This is Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing. Not Al Ewing. Did you not read this?
Again?
These are your boys. You read every book that these 2 guys write. You didn't read this?
Who else is on there? Al Ewing.
No, not on this. This is not Al Ewing. This is just Jackson and Lansing. Ewing's name's not
Al Ewing was attached to that.
No, he's not. He's not anywhere. He didn't write any of the stories in here. It's
also, guess what, Zach? It's an annual to a dead series.
Actually, this annual was pretty darn good. First of all,
it's so great that they're rebooting it with someone else who doesn't even care about the character.
First of all, Mjolnir doesn't have the cracked look anymore. They repaired the hammer, so it doesn't.
He went to Home Depot and got some cement.
No, because he's the All-Father now. He uses the Odin Force.
Gorilla Glue. Of course.
Oh, why did I think of that? It was so much cheaper than Quikrete.
Or duct tape.
So anyway, it was really cool. He fixes up the hammer. They have a scene where he's like, yeah, I'm the All-Father now, but he also wants to go back to being like an old, like back when he was Thor with the Avengers. He breaks out like his old costume. kind of a little bit more lighthearted story in there. But then also they have him fight MODOK, who like has taken pieces of the Bifrost that blew up. So I thought it was really cool seeing Thor fight MODOK, who had used the Bifrost to warp reality. He made himself this giant kaiju-sized monster that Thor fights.
Isn't Thor really cool. In the Avengers right now?
There were no Avengers in this warped reality.
He said Bifrost. My favorite part is when Thor calls his mom, the Phoenix, to go pick.
No Phoenix was mentioned in this. There was no Phoenix in this. None of that was in here.
Thor hasn't been perfect since Jason Aaron wrote him.
Okay, next apple.
Next apple. Night Terror, First Blood, number one.
I'll be nice because well, that depends what you say because
I liked it. I liked it. Honestly, I was leaning a little more positive already because Joshua Williams' name was on it, and I thought it was really cool.
Why is Wonder Woman's shoulders bigger than Superman's?
You're too positive on
Wonder Woman's a man.
Because she's right. She's the one closest to the thing.
Look at that shoulder.
You can't see Superman's shoulders.
It's called perspective.
That's not perspective. That's giant shoulder.
You know what she's got?
Well, I mean, what is it? Superman doesn't need to lift weights. I'm sure Wonder Woman does. Maybe she's just, hitting those traps.
Breen, it's not a tumor.
It looks like one.
I liked it though. Deadman is the one who does most of the dialogue and the narration. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Seeing Deadman get some spotlight. Also, call back to Dr. Destiny. Like I forgot about that guy. Really interesting setup. I like it too. If you hadn't been reading Superman or Batman, they give you little things to where it's like you don't need to necessarily be reading them to understand what's going on here. But no, I liked it a lot. I'm gonna read the main story. I might pick up a few of the tie-ins. I'm not gonna get all of them because Marvel wore me out on that tie-in game.
Like I said, you go into Lincoln Comic Geeks, you just see how many tie-ins are coming for this thing.
I'm gonna get the ones for the titles for the ones I'm already reading, like Superman or Green Lantern. I'll pick up those, but like I'm not Ravager. Why shouldn't even have a title?
Ash, I know what you're talking about. The whole Odin Force is a heavy calling it is worse than the Cracked Hammer. It was called the Odin Force back during Simonson's run.
Yeah. Except instead of Odin having it, because Odin's dead. Now,
if you watch I Love Comics, Simonson.
Cinnamonson?
Hey, guys, Targaryen doesn't know who Carlito is.
What?
Rhaegar, you and me both. I'm actually in the same boat with you.
Rhaegar, get the apple. Get Rhaegar to turn one.
Final new book of the night. I got the board.
Here you go, little Rhaegar.
Well, I'm not going to show it off now. I got the boring, the cover A. I wish I'd got the one with the floating heads in the corner. But yeah, this is Torrent number 5. This is the final issue. I gotta say, I really liked it. I didn't even think about it until y'all mentioned it earlier. I didn't think about, it could pick up and become another story if they wanted it to. But I liked the ending. I thought it was really good. I was kind of surprised with it. I didn't think that certain characters were going to survive. I thought that one of them was going to die. But I enjoyed it. This is a Guggenheim book that I actually enjoyed all the way through. I'm surprised. And then Justin Greenwood's art was phenomenal.
They should call it the Thor Force now because the only reason they call Odin Force is after he stole the power from his 2 brothers in the Sector War.
Were you surprised that she forgave him?
Very.
I wasn't expecting that. So that
was because and this is probably just a little bit of built up cynicism in me. Like me personally, I like to think I would forgive somebody, but this woman, this character has been through the ringer. So, and we've seen all the stuff that happened. So
you spoiled it for Ash. He didn't get a chance to read it.
I didn't say nothing. I didn't say what.
I did.
Spoiler alert.
There's multiple female characters that do multiple things to multiple other people. So, boom. There you go.
I've seen that movie.
Yeah. Also got 2 back issues I found in the dollar bin too. I was kind of surprised. I found some Titans Rebirth issues, so I picked up number 10.
Made in Manhattan. I remember that movie
with the Fearsome Five.
That was a good series.
Yeah, this is Abnett and Landing, I think, or Abnett and Booth. Excuse me, Dan Abnett and Brett Booth.
Yeah, Abnett and Lanning weren't speaking.
They were Abnett and Lanning is Guardians of the Galaxy.
And then after a time, DC decided they didn't want to do good books anymore.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, especially when they stopped hiring Brett Booth. I don't think he's even working anymore.
He still does covers for him from time to time. He doesn't do like interiors, unfortunately.
Ash, you're old. You'll forget.
Too good for them.
You'll forget everything you've heard tonight within a week.
That's true. Ash, yeah, you read a book and then forget details like a week later. So
it's called being old.
Our book review is like, I got to read it again because I forgot.
That's true. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. Wait, has Brett Booth been doing? Oh no, he is doing Gunslinger Spawn. I think.
Is that where he's at? Okay.
I think he's doing Gunslinger Spawn.
Because I haven't seen him at DC. I know he's somewhere. That's all.
He does covers for DC every now and then, but I think he is doing the interior for Gunslinger. So yeah.
I like the interior for when he was doing DC stuff. You know, that was one of the good things about the early 2000s, the DC artists they had.
Yeah. But he seems like he would have done very well in the 90s.
He did. He did Backlash for Image.
I'm trying to see if there's anything else.
With extreme everything, and everyone was wearing lots of chains and having lots of pockets.
In fact, there's a Backlash.
The pouch era of comics.
There's a Backlash Spider-Man crossover.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah,
he does the art on that too.
3 issues, right?
2, I believe.
Or 2.
And it might have even been only one with 2 different covers. I can't.
Was
remember.
it canceled?
So many of them back then.
Was it a canceled series, or was it only supposed to be limited to?
No, but Backlash lasted for about 3 years. But their Image and Marvel, all their characters crossed over. Hell, there was a Wolverine Bad Rock or something like that.
They're about to have a Wolverine versus Punisher. Not Punisher,
oh yeah, I do have
Predator.
what is it? They were also doing stuff with like Valiant too. I got like an Man of War Iron Man comic book.
So is that going to be Vin Diesel doing the Exo Man of War?
No, he was Bloodshot. So
yeah, he was.
No. If they're gonna have Exo Man of War, they gotta get Chris Hemsworth again.
I'm just waiting for Extraction 3. That's the only Chris Hemsworth movie I need to see. I watched both of the Extraction movies over the weekend.
Never seen them.
Oh, dude, they're so good. They're amazing. I saw them, and then I saw Gray Man, which was also really good, really entertaining. I didn't think I'd like Ryan Gosling in anything, but Gray Man was really good.
Yeah, I know. Right now on Netflix, I'm watching the American Gladiators documentary.
Nice.
Yeah, spoiler alert. They all use steroids.
What? I would have never guessed. Speaking of steroids, the 4th movie I saw on Netflix, I saw Conan the Destroyer. It's not as good as the other 3 movies.
Horse punching, horse punching,
camel spitting, cartoon birds.
Grace Jones.
Yeah, Grace Jones is all
right. She could kick my ass. I can tell you that much. She could probably take out anyone on this panel.
Yeah, Grace Jones and Grace Randolph any day. But,
anybody would take Grace Jones over Grace Randolph.
No, you'd be surprised. There are some guys who have the hots for Grace Randolph.
No, they're blind.
They don't know who Grace Randolph is.
She has her fans. She has a very big YouTube channel. So, obviously she's got fans. So
she does.
But hey, if you want to see a really good movie, it's on Prime. It's called PMS Cop. It's one of those ones where you're just like, what were they smoking when they made this movie?
Is it in the same vein as like Velocipaster?
Velocipaster!
Yes! It's a little better than Velocipaster.
We almost watched that over the 4th of July.
How do you almost watch Velocipaster? How do you just almost do it? Come on.
Oh, dude.
We just got done. We just got done with Independence Day, and it was already like 9:00 at night, and some of us.
Dude, if you wanted to sit there and
that's okay. There's non-existent explosions in the film, so
there you go.
Yeah, if you wanted to sit there and veg and not think and just, that's the movie to watch. It's so bad it's almost good type of movie. So
there's. Trying to think, there's a movie like that where Rob and I watched a couple weeks ago. Review on our other channel. It's a motorcycle cop, but he's like a Terminator cop almost. But it's
Maniac Cop.
Not Maniac Cop, but it's like in the same vein in a sense. It's a robot. It's supposed to be the future, and he chases this woman in the car, and he basically it's up to the guy who built it to destroy it. Because the cop it's so bad. I forgot what it's called. It's came on the 80s.
Oh shit! Yeah, no, that's actually ringing some bells. I think I've seen that.
It's been a while since I watched it.
Someone's asking what Velocipaster is. It's about a priest who turns into a dinosaur, a velociraptor.
It's exactly as crazy as it sounds.
And the best part is sometimes when they don't have a budget for effects, they just show nothing and it says insert explosion here.
So the Joe, the one that I'm thinking of is Rotor.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. That's it.
It is. It's so bad, but it's hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of movies that came out of the 80s that were like that. The B movie circuit, like the 80s were at its best, man.
Velocipaster is like a D or E level movie.
Yeah, it's not.
I mean, I would say it could be an F level film, but it's still done with such flair that it's still entertaining.
I thought it was a Christian film with dinosaurs.
one dinosaur, and it's on the level of all the dinosaur movies that are out now. Sure, it is. All the dinosaur special effects. Yes,
it's
Jurassic You mean like World. The Jurassic League top tier.
Jurassic League is top tier.
Or it is maybe looks like Barney.
Needs an animated movie. I'm just saying.
It really does. It truly does.
I mean, it really looks like it was written to be an animated movie.
All right.
It probably was.
Zach, any more books?
No, that's it. I'm done.
I got a couple that I'm going to show just to...
The ratings have left the
just to throw something out there.
Yeah.
Since you already spoiled Torrent, you might as well do it the rest of it. Show the whole page by page, Rayash.
I could probably do that. Then I'm going to take off because spent all day today loading and unloading trucks for $1 sale that, Lord have mercy, I'm getting too old for that shit. 200 and something boxes of comics and trades. Anywho,
you guys should get that guy who's double math to do it for you.
Oh my God, he had oral surgery, so he's telling stories about how he kept bleeding from the mouth, and he's got one of those big gray beard things that it's like kind of looks a little bit like yours, Geek Easy, and only he never takes his mask off. I don't know if he takes it off to shower or to bleed. I don't know. I didn't ask. Anywho, here's Action Comics where he's caught on candid camera.
Oh, wow.
It has go-go checks and everything.
Is Susan Summerson there?
Alan Funt was a big deal once upon a time. Here's one favorite of the channel. This is hey, Rod Kid.
Back when he was still a ladies' man.
That's right.
And not a lady.
And speaking of ladies and men, the coolest comic book series maybe ever. Make way for the Fat Fury.
That's awesome. I want to read that on the channel.
Read this, or he will bop you with this here lollipop.
Oh, God.
And I can tell by the looks on everybody's faces, you all just earned apples.
Oh, goodness.
Oh my gosh.
But I did read Parker Girls, and took about 30 seconds to read, and I don't really know that it advanced the story. There was like one thing that happened in it, but just in case somebody's reading it, I won't spoil it.
I started to. I just sort of forgot about it. And
it's good, but a buddy of mine who has been reading he's read everything Terry Moore's done going back to Strangers in Paradise. Said he's the only person that can write a book, do nothing to advance the story, put really nothing into it, and it's still worth the $4.
It's like a manga.
Hey.
No, I'll tell you what.
Lightly,
No,
sir.
I get what he's saying. You know, Joe, remember in Battle Royal when they took an entire volume to have the couple that was sitting on the edge of the cliff, reminiscing, and at the end they jump because they know they both can't survive.
Yeah.
And or like Initial D would take 200 pages to show it one drift. So I get I get the
Dragon
joke
Ball
there.
Z, Spirit Bomb.
I've never seen. I don't know that one, but
I was just saying it was.
No, there's way more action in manga though. Like it's like motion. Like there's definitely more motion to manga.
There's dragons. There's monsters.
It doesn't mean it doesn't.
So I can't agree that it's like nothing's
I'll say
happening.
there is one specific manga that will trigger people that, but a lot of people are still buying, and it's that stupid Rental Girlfriend one. It's all about
Rent a Girlfriend.
Yeah, Rent a Girlfriend. Like they'll go like they're on what volume? I guess at least translated like what volume 16.
I thought you were about to say Dick Fight Island.
I've seen Dick Fight Island. Wait, I'm sorry. Did you say volume 16? Like that was a big number?
No.
I'm
not
102.
No, they're not as bad as One Piece, where it's pointless for 1,000 issues.
It's not pointless. What are you talking about?
Did he find the One Piece yet?
No, it's a journey. And he grows, and his companions grow.
He will only find the One Piece in the Netflix movie.
Oh God! Don't even joke.
So basically, you're saying it's about when he was a boy. Now he's like 50 years old.
No, he's 2 years older. So he was 14 or 15 at the beginning. So now he's like 17 or 18.
Or what's gonna happen? It's gonna be like an Adventure Time scenario where he's like stuck in a coma.
So
here's like short stories. You don't like long drawn out stories.
I don't. If I'm gonna read One Piece, I might as well start out when I'm 10 and then be Breen's age when it finally finishes. If I'm lucky.
When I met you, I had just started with One Piece. I had just started watching.
4 years, man.
Yeah. Well, also don't they have like the big
maybe
thick
3
Omni types for One Piece too?
They do. They have like the ones that they have like 3.
Yeah, like the big ones. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, but they're not all like that. That's just like the biggest and most extreme example.
Did One Piece team up with Fruits Basket and have nothing happen in 2 books?
You can get Fire Force too, which
man.
My wife loves Fruits
I gotta say, Breen, you're frying up all these manga names. It's scaring me.
Fire, what is it? Fruit Basket, and then the quintessential quintuplets I hear about a lot.
Have you
ever read or watched Midori Days?
No, I have not.
I used to have 500 or 600 mangas.
Do you know what it's about?
Yeah.
Did not
it's about something green.
So, So what Midori Days is about is there's a chick who falls into a coma, and when she wakes up, she's attached to a dude's hand. Like she's literally the dude's hand.
Oh wow, that's they got some bizarre.
She's attached to what?
This girl falls asleep, slips into a coma, and when she wakes up, she's on a dude's hand. Like she's literally his hand.
Like is she shrunk down? And
imagine like your up to your wrist is just like a stump, and then there's just a person growing out of it.
So the girl is like, okay, I get it now. Okay, wow. That's so weird.
When you said she was attached to a dude, I was thinking human centipede type thing.
I mean, you could almost say that, except it's biological because she's like physically growing out of his hand. Like she is the hand.
That's so bizarre.
It's honestly really funny though.
Is it?
It's all, okay. Well, because like they got to move through certain scenarios, like her getting dressed without him looking and stuff like that.
Why bother? Where's she gonna go?
Well, he's got to close his eyes and shit.
Yeah, can you imagine having to go to the bathroom?
Yeah, and then like what was it? She's like helping him like talk to girls and stuff like that too. It's like say this. Girls love that shit.
All right.
I get nightmare feel now.
You know what? Yeah, that manja stuff has changed since I was reading it. That's all I'm saying.
Manja stuff.
I can't wait.
So many.
Soon it's gonna be Womanja.
There's so many different genres.
You know, but Joe, it's never gonna be as cool as Herbie. Just as long as you're aware, you know that. I mean, that's just saying.
I don't know. Have you read Saint Seiya Saitama Show?
No, have you read Herbie?
No, I'm too young.
I'm too old.
There you go.
Herbie's Goes West. Is that one? Oh, or I'm thinking of the car.
No, you're thinking of the car, or the one where he goes to Monte Carlo. I used to watch all those Herbie movies, even the Lindsay Lohan one. Hey, this is back when Lindsay Lohan was still attractive. And
back when she was conscripted by Disney.
And Michael Keaton was in it too. So
back when he was attractive.
Yeah,
Michael Keaton is still attractive. That is a very attractive man.
Was this before he went nuts?
When did he go nuts?
He's always been nuts.
Yeah, he's.
If you want to get nuts, let's get nuts.
Let's get nuts. Yeah. Like, okay,
Wow.
Michael Keaton, I'll
So
go to the store
I've
and get some
learned-
peanuts. Okay.
Every time you speak, I learn something new about you, Zach. I just learned that you think that Michael Keaton's attractive.
Yeah.
But Michelle Pfeiffer's not. Solves the problem.
Wait, what?
Now I know it. Now I know why.
No, that's not true. No.
No, it is true. Michelle Pfeiffer, I just don't find her very attractive.
Oh, she's gorgeous.
I know. I'm in the minority on this. I accept that. I just don't
If
find
I
her that attractive.
ever meet you, I'm going to roundhouse kick you right in the side of the fucking head.
Hey,
Wait a second, Joe.
Michelle Pfeiffer is one of those women that get better looking with age.
Can you do that while you're spitting an apple into his face?
Actually, I can work both. I can do both of that.
Great.
Absolutely.
And you have no one to blame but yourself, Zach.
A lot of people like vanilla. I just happen to like.
There is nothing
Well, we
vanilla
know you don't like
about
chocolate.
Michelle Pfeiffer, bro. You take it back.
Not gonna do it. I also don't like her Catwoman outfit. I think Anne Hathaway was a more attractive Catwoman.
Oh, done.
Well, at least you
done.
didn't say you wanted Michael Keaton in the cat suit.
Now, hey, that movie I would watch.
Well, I was gonna say, now that you're bringing it up,
I'd pay a couple bucks to watch that movie.
We call it Bat and Cat, and it's written by Tom King.
Oh no! You ruined it.
No,
I
it's
gotta
Bat
find
and
that
Cat,
out.
and that's the same person. It's just he's wearing the different outfits.
Or how about Batman and Catwoman's growing out of his hand?
Of course, we all know who the best Catwoman is. Halle Berry.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, okay. I'm not gonna knock Halle Berry.
I mean, she looked great.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
She looked better than Michelle Pfeiffer.
that was supposed to be Michelle Pfeiffer's movie.
I'm trying to think who the other one is. Who Eartha Kitt? Who did Eartha
That was
Kitt?
Rob.
Eartha Kitt, and Julie Newmar.
That's the one I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Julie Newmar.
Julie
That's my
Newmar,
favorite.
yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't there another one? I thought there was another Catwoman. Oh,
There was.
Zoe Kravitz. That's her name. The new one.
There was 3 on the 66.
Mhm.
There's 3 of them, and then the next
'cause
one was
Yeah,
Michelle
because
Pfeiffer.
the one from the movie was not the same one from the show.
Oh, okay, yeah, because
There was 2 on the show, and I guess 1 in the movie, and then
Yeah.
the next one after the 66 stuff was Michelle Pfeiffer.
So Julie Newmar wasn't in the movie?
No, she was
the show.
She was already signed to do the show, but she had like a conflict that she couldn't be available for filming, so they got Lee Merriweather.
Okay.
Yeah, that
For some reason, I thought I remembered Julie Newmar was in the movie.
Whoever decided to get rid
I
of
mean,
Julie
they
Newmar-
look kind of similar.
Yeah.
But
I was just saying, for whoever this decision was to get rid of Julie Newmar, if you're still alive, I want you to roundhouse kick him and spit apple in their face, Joe.
I like Julie Newmar.
Yeah, but Lee Merriweather was like the hot girl next door.
Mm-hmm.
Julie Newmar was up there in like Bridget Bardot territory.
No, I can't get myself to watch that show. I think I've seen 1 full episode of the thing, and it's painful.
I fast
Does
forward
66
whenever I see
Batman?
Julie. Yeah, I hear him on that. I fast forward to when I see Julie Newmar.
I mean,
What?
I used to watch that show growing up. I mean, I know it was all
I watched
reruns, but
Batman.
There's you know, it had a charm to it for being as campy as it was. I enjoy it.
I used to watch it a lot when I was because that was my dad. My dad and I actually bonded because he used to watch that in Green Hornet growing up. So when they started showing Batman reruns on TV Land, I was like, oh hey, you can watch the same Batman I did. So yeah, and then I got hooked on it.
Now they show Smallville on TV Land.
A lot less campy.
I don't know if it's possible for Batman to have any less camp.
No. Green Hornet was a lot.
Oh, Green Hornet. Oh, okay.
I mean, well, they did have Bruce Lee, so you know.
They crossed over. They're like there was one where they were walking up the side of the building, and Green Hornet and Kato sticking their head out the.
Yeah, and Bruce Lee said it galled him to have to pretend to not be able to just kick the crap out of Burt Ward.
He had a birthday recently, Burt Ward. It was yesterday or 2 days ago.
He's 75 now, isn't he?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Stallone is now 77, which is amazing. I thought he was 80.
Yeah. At least, right?
I met Stallone once.
Did you really? Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
Oh no, the car sales story. Go
the
ahead.
Guy
Tell the story.
Was a huge nozzle. He tried to get me fired.
Wow.
Just because he felt like it. It didn't work, but he tried to.
I need context.
Okay. So I used to work at a pet store about a half a mile up from PCH. You come in from Malibu, come up on Sunset, and it was right there. And he drives up his gold-plated Rolls Royce and parks out front and comes in, and there's these like dog houses that look like igloos out front. Mm-hmm. We take him out in the morning, pull him in at night, and he comes in and says, how come those dog houses out front are dirty? I said, because we're half a mile up from the beach. It's a little dirty, and I can, if you'd like, I'd wipe it off for you, or I can get a new one if you'd like. Then there's no thanks. I come back from a Star Trek convention the next day, and my boss tells me that Stallone came in and said that I was being a smartass and wanted me fired for it. And then I told my boss, I said, next time he comes in and call me, I'll come over and show him what a smartass is really being like. And he wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I've heard, I have had not Stallone stories, but he may not retell the same thing, the dog houses or anything. They're like, anything in the garden center, why is it all dirty? Do you see a canopy anywhere? It's like, they're wood chips in bags. Why are they full of water? Because it rains. Well, I don't want that one.
It's like, dude, we're half a mile up from the Pacific. Not even that much, but it's like, Jesus. And he's short. He's about my height. I'm about like 5'7", and he's the same size as I am.
Mm-hmm.
I've had customers ask, "Well, why is it?" Because they're buying plants outside. Why is it wet? We just watered it. Like he
plants
had the
need water to live.
I'm like, I don't think I should sell this to you.
Just someone come up to you. Why is air?
Why is air?
I don't want this car. It looks dirty on the lot. Well, it just rained. It's a little dust. It's like, man. Yeah, it's retail. You get those stupidest people buying stuff.
Why does this used car have so many miles?
Who used the car? That's what I want to know before this. It's like, who used it? It's like, I don't know.
That's why you have Carfax.
Yeah.
Get the Carfax.
Get my
John Voight. This is John Voight's car. You need to buy this.
Different John Voight.
Where's your manager? Bitch, I am the manager. I love that. It goes. Chappelle Show skits are awesome.
Hell yeah.
They're vulgar, some of them were, but I love it though. It's my favorite family here. So I'm gonna say nothing else.
Oh, the one about the milkman?
The black and white skit?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know the one you're talking about.
Yep. We cannot say that on live air, though.
My favorite Chappelle Show is the one with Wayne Brady.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that is probably the best skit I think out of all Chappelle Show. That is
and
hands down my
fact
favorite
that
one
they got
right there.
Wayne Brady to do it is what makes it even funnier.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I guess years later now he was saying that he's like he was vulgar. He didn't think he was funny. It's like, why'd you do it then? You got paid. Give the money back.
You thought it was funny. You just didn't.
Well, no, it's because the story behind that. I guess is one of the guys there had made a joke that he says, Wayne Brady makes Bryant Gumbel look like Malcolm X," and Wayne Brady did not like that and expressed his dislike with it, and Chappelle personally called him and said, "Hey, sorry about this, yada yada yada," and then they went and did that to help make up for the whole thing, which hey, it was one of the funniest skits ever done on the show. So,
yeah. All right. Oh, what was the other one? He had like, here now a random white girl to interpret this for you. At the beginning of the show. Yeah, that was I miss Chappelle being on regular television. Like I said, Late Art Society's gone. Norm Macdonald, Dave Chappelle.
Norm Macdonald was funnier than hell.
Did you see his Netflix show that he did where he'd like interview different people?
Yeah,
that was a good one.
Also, who's the king of mirth, Mr. Nice Guy? Don Rickles. One of the funniest people ever.
Well, all that stuff. You look at the celebrity roast back in the day. It's like even as tame as their stuff is, they didn't swear and all that stuff. It'd still be kind of censored today because it's misogynist.
And it's funnier than the stuff that they do today.
The things that Don Rickles would say to an actor is like, "Oh yeah, see me later. You'll go far."
I never liked you.
They were the Dean Martin roasts to me were funnier than the ones at the Friars Club where they could use language, because it put pressure on this guys to be funny without being vulgar and so they're and as I point out, so the blacks and the Hispanics gave as good as they got. That's why it was so successful.
And they didn't mean any of the bad stuff. They're just taking shots at each other, and then they'd come right back and take another shot at them.
Best moment was Nipsey Russell looking at Freddie Prinze Jr. and Tony Orlando saying, "It says, wow, you guys all look alike too." And that was it. I mean, no one cared.
Well, that's what was Foster. Actually, my favorite was Foster Brooks saying that to Ellen Rickles, like, "Yeah, you and your wife, we watch you, every night when you're on TV, and then we'll get depressed afterwards because it means you're coming home." He's having an affair with his wife.
Kids, I'm gonna jump off because I had to get something to eat, and I'm barely awake at this point because I'm old.
Probably gonna end it a few since we got all the books out. Geek Easy, do you have a YouTube channel you want to hawk or anything? Or you want
it's just called the Geek Easy.
Okay.
So just do comic reviews and other stuff and like TV shows and things like that.
All right, you guys know Joe Geek Show has his own channel that he uploads at like 3 a.m. for videos.
I mean, it's not 3 a.m. for me. So.
He's from the future, and he didn't warn us about like certain things.
Why aren't you called Future Geek Show then? Joe's Future Geek Show. There you go.
Joe's Future Show.
Show of the future.
I don't know. Geek Show sounded good at the time.
Geek Show of the future. Got that little 50s theme going there. It's like it can have all the 50 things.
Yeah.
All right. So then, obviously, Zach and I are usually on Tuesday nights and Thursday nights here at 8 p.m. Central, where we do talk about comic books come out this week on Tuesday nights, where we're more excited for, and then Thursday night is the follow-up. And then Friday nights and Sunday nights from 7:15 Central to basically 9:30 p.m. Central, we do 2 different readings every although comic books. Basically, we'll take whoever, like we just did Invaders, so was it last week? I think it was Invaders 32 and 33. Right to that. Those are hilarious. If you geeky, see if you get a chance to look at the channel here, just look at our readings. We have a blast. We ad lib. We have, it's just all old comic books. Avengers, X-Men, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man.
What about
that? No, we're not allowed to.
Interesting.
Marvel said we can't do that because it's too much cringe.
I don't know about that.
He walks in the sleep. The sleepwalker.
No. In the future, it's not a future show. It's only future to us.
That is how the future works.
Show the future from the past. I don't know. Anyway, so check us out on here, and hope you guys had fun tonight. Thank you, everybody.
Oh, I did. Thank you for letting me on.
Yeah, no problem. Any friend of Joe's is a artist, you know.
Yep.
Well, I pay him well enough to admit that he knows me in public, so you know.
There you go. Here's a tiny little flash too. There you go.
Is that what it was? I was wondering what the heck that was. It looks weird.
Yeah, no, it's like yeah, you know how Disney does like the sum-sums kind of thing, where it's like the little log ones.
The little burrito people.
Yeah, if you go to Universal Studios Orlando, they have DC comic versions of those characters.
It reminded me of those old Putt. Remember that game for PC? His little purple car.
Yeah,
that's what it reminded me of the face and other, you know, or the little, what was it, the little Thomas the Engine things?
Thomas the Tank Engine.
Oh. Yeah, they have the weird eyes and the face on the things. Now they made a follow up. There's one with the planes. It's really weird stuff. But Rhaegar, thank you for showing up. Ash, we got Rob 1979. Oh, actually, I apologize. I just got your comment now. I just saw this. It says, "Good evening, everybody. My first time here and a new subscriber. Looks pretty lively in here. Bring in the rating sack."
What ratings? I said in the chat, I am not a star. I am the guest appearance that people for some reason really like and then gets promoted to series regular.
Well,
yeah, I'm telling you, if you just tell people that you are the stunt double for Huey on The Boys, mad subscribers, I'm telling you.
So
you can get away with it.
So the other thing I take with a grain of salt. I mean, Rob, I hope you actually are really actually our new subscriber, because there's a cat in the background of his icon. So it could be Evil Black Cat. Evil Black Cat is another friend of ours. He always has cat-themed avatars.
We got too many cats and dogs in our chat. Like Ash has the dog picture.
Oh, does he?
Evil Black. Yeah, and there's Evil Black Cat. Like, can we get like some other animals? Just change it up. We have a goldfish, maybe. Or
I told you, it's mass hysteria.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria.
Real Wrath of God shit.
Actually, that's another movie I've been meaning to watch. Is with my family. We wanted to watch Ghostbusters Afterlife the other day.
I've heard things, and usually not good
About Ghostbusters Afterlife.
I heard it was pretty good.
I liked it. I mean,
good.
it doesn't have the same like, what is it?
Is it better than Ghostbusters 2?
As the original.
Better than Ghostbusters 2.
It's still pretty good.
Better than 2?
Hey, and none of them are better than
I wouldn't say better than 2. I actually think 2 is a solid sequel.
Drags for a while until you finally get to like everything.
And none of them were better than the Girl Busters.
I mean, I dug everything about Ghostbusters.
We have no idea what we're talking about. Then nothing happened in 2016.
There was nothing in 2016.
I did not go to any theater in 2016. Never happened.
Oh, and we all know that Joe likes the Ghostbusters. Have you seen his old car?
Oh, yeah. You mean the one that somehow right before I moved to Japan, someone crashes into it. Yeah, no, I had an old Durango. I had these Ghostbuster decals on the side. And then
all red.
On my way to take in some stuff to the Salvation Army because we're getting ready for a move from Alaska to Japan. And this lady turns down a one-way street and just smashes right into the side of my Durango.
Oh,
I mean, aside from the fact of how big a Durango is, this thing was painted all red. Red. With like ghosts on this. How do you not see that thing? I mean,
maybe she wasn't living.
I have a couple of ideas, but I'm not going to say anything.
Conspiracy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, her legal name was Stormy. So.
Weather, right? Stormy Weather?
No, Daniels. Had to be.
That's what it was because he signed an NDA with her too.
There you go. Those NDAs.
Oh, it comes out.
Actually,
NDAs.
If it was Stormy Daniels, it would be no allowed.
I was just gonna say, Joe, it's probably an insurance scam to get you money.
Yeah. Well, he had to move to a more
it paid
expensive
for our
place.
car here, so I mean, it did work
All right.
out in the
All
end.
right, guys,
that was my first car.
So if you haven't already done so, please subscribe, hit like, leave a comment down below. Let us know what you thought of the show. What you thought of
shit, we're still on the air.
Easy.
we just start talking like
a
we're
lot of us feel that way, Joe.
Before you say goodbye.
And if you want to support the channel, you can do a few ways. Like I said, like leave a comment and like. If you want to, if you donate $1 to our Ko-Fi, ko-fi.com/Puppeteen, you're eligible to choose our next reading and our next retrospective.
Your dollar could probably do anything short of ending this.
And if you want to pay us money, we'll keep Breen on here longer. So donate now. You
can keep Breen up there longer. I won't.
Super chat for every dollar made, Breen stays that much longer.
Yes.
Yes. Do you remember the time Mr. E fell asleep on a live stream?
Yes. Is that you?
It will be.
All right. All right. Good night, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Have a nice night.